real stories, real music, real radio. This is iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
هل انت شاب وبتفتش عن برنامج تعليمي؟ زون 72 برنامج خاص لك انت، بيتم فيه مناقشة كتير من المواضيع اللي بخصك، وفيه انت ممكن كمان تعبر عن رايك وتتواصل مع شباب بنفس تفكيرك. زون 72 بيجيكم في كل يوم السبت من الساعة 4 مساء للساعة 5 مساء على الهواء وعلى الانترنت، فقط على اي راديو. عينك على جنوب السودان.
Yes, good evening, listener of iRadio. Welcome to the Zone 72 Youth Program, which comes to you every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. I'm your host, Barry Johnson. And also with me in the studio is our sign language interpreter, that is Grace Amviko. Zone 72 highlights on the rights and choices for all adolescent and youth, and it emphasizes on the three-pillared global strategy for adolescent and youth, putting young people at the center of sustainable development. Zone 72 Youth Program is in collaboration with the South Sudan Ministry of Health, South Sudan Nurses and Midwives Association, Shabab Le Shabab, Canadian Association of Midwives, and UNFPA. The program is made possible with support from Global Affairs Canada. Well, to comment on today's program, you'll be calling us on our studio lines, that is 0911 or 0922 986 986, and for text messages, you can send to 0913 986 986. You can also stream this broadcast live by logging onto our website, that is www.iradio.org, or on our Facebook page, that is iRadio. You can also stream this program on our YouTube channel, that is iRadio South Sudan. Well, if you have questions about adolescent health, send us an email to youthzone72@gmail.com or call 0922 009497. We also have two hotlines and they're toll free. So if you want to report on GBV, you can call 623. And if you want to report on adolescent health immediate, you can call 885. Today, I would love to say happy Youth Month to every young person tuning in and streaming the program right now. Our topic of discussion today is the International Youth Day, observed annually on 12 August, to draw attention on the issues affecting young people. The day is observed this year under the theme Local Youth Actions for the SDGs and Beyond, which places strong emphasis on the transformative role of young people in the localization of the SDGs. And we will be looking into the importance of the day and the series of activities that will be conducted in commemoration of the International Youth Day here in South Sudan. And I'm pleased to have with me in the studio Emmanuel William, who is the Secretary General of the South Sudan National Youth Union, and we also have with us Abraham Pieng, who is Program Officer with Shabab Le Shabab. Good evening.
Good evening.
Happy International Youth Day in advance.
Same to you.
Yeah, it's good to have you both in the studio. Let me start with Emmanuel. If you can give us an overview of the International Youth Day and why is it so important to young people here in South Sudan?
Thank you. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the youth in South Sudan and tell them Happy International Youth Day in advance, which is every year on the 12th August.
Yes.
And also as the Secretary General of South Sudan National Youth Union, this day is very important for the youth of South Sudan because it gives us a platform where we memorize, we commemorate what we have done as the youth for the whole year, let's say the whole of from last year, August, up to this year. And then we need to evaluate ourselves as a youth to see what are the impact that we have played, or that the role that we have done to our country and to our society, and then what are the changes. And then it also gives us a room whereby we can also think and strategize for the coming year.
Okay, yes, Abraham, why is the day so important?
Yeah, to me, the day is important in a way that, like, we are looking more especially at youth. And when we look at the youth here, we are talking of, in South Sudan context, we are talking of the majority of the population. Though we believe in the estimate, because like out of the over 72% that is being estimated as young people below the age of of 30. We don't have a specific estimate of exactly how many people out of that are youth, but we consider them as all young people. So the most important thing here that we are looking at in the Youth Month is exactly what is it that young people are doing in making sure that they make South Sudan a better place for them to be. And then we understand that youth are not just only the beneficiaries, but they are indeed in the center of either it is a good deed, either it is a bad deed. For example, if there are conflicts in the country, the people who are fighting are the what? Are the youth.
Yes.
And when people go to the dialogue, the people who are sitting to dialogue for the youth are the what?
Elders.
Are the elders. And so like here, this month is not only just, is a reminder that youth should not be placed as what? As part of the program, but they should be at the center of all the programs that are done in the what? In the country. And more especially looking at this theme resonates rightly in the context of South Sudan, where like we are having big challenges that are facing young people, and this theme is talking about the localizing the SDGs, which are the Sustainable Development Goals. And to remind ourselves of the Sustainable Development Goals, we are talking here of number one, the issue of hunger. And when we talk of South Sudan and being rated at the hunger level, the latest report shows that we are almost like in the worst almost in the world. You see that? Which means it was saying that at least almost 97% of the population are at risk of what? Of hunger. When we talk of the issue about poverty, the South Sudan is rated as the poorest country in what? In the whole world, if I'm not mistaken. And then when we talk of good health and well-being, health-wise, well, let me talk of the issue of maternal mortality ratio now, the infant mortality ratio. Where are we? We are the worst globally. Looking at the educations, so the system of education in South Sudan, I will not say the system is bad, but there is need for us to improve. Put in how do we make sure that we focus on the quality, not the quantity. Not telling us that at least this year the enrollment of the student in the school has increased. Are there people to teach them? People that will give them to, so that they become like a global citizen, not only a localized citizen, a citizen that when you are already in upper primary school or you are already graduating in the primary school and you are unable to express yourself. So I will skip the rest of the SDGs and move to the SDG 16, which more especially talk on the issue of peace, justice, and a strong institution. So when I look at the level of the peace in this country, being the peace agreement that was signed, I would say this year we are almost going back, and there's a need for us to improve on what? The justice system in the country. There are young people who are still now in prison just because of maybe a very slight issue. You have seen these days what is happening in Juba, where these young boys who are grouping themselves into groups and naming themselves. Some of them are being captured, taken somewhere and say that they will be trained maybe to be soldiers or maybe being taken to prison. So to me, I would term that again is not justice. Is what? You are forcing this person into becoming even the worst version of what he is supposed to be. So that is not the transformation we wanted to say. The institution in the country, the National Youth Union is here. How powerful are they to operate as an institution, an independent institution that is there to express the voice of the youth? So you will find that the theme of this year to me is reminding us that we need to localize. We need to adapt and implement the Sustainable Development Goal into a specific local contract that meet our community need. And I hope this year is so important in a way that it's a wake-up call. How many years are we remaining? Because the Sustainable Development Goals are supposed to be revised in 2030, right? So, and if you look at the NBR that was done this year, that was published earlier this year, or is it late last year, right, by UNDP, and in partnership with the Ministry of Finance. The indicators are so bad for South Sudan. The reason being, one, there's a lot of work being done and there's no proper reporting. And the gaps are still very high. So I will still say to us as young people, this is a wake-up call for us to put our effort and make sure that we work into transformations and adapting the SDGs and making sure that we put them into our local context that meet the need of our people in South Sudan.
All right. Emmanuel, at the youth union level, maybe if you can share with us some of the events that are expected to take place, and how will the union be engaging young people?
Okay, thank you. Some of the events that we put it in the plan is, the first thing we have to start with a press conference, which is going to take place on the 12th August in the ministries, within the Ministry of Youth. And the invitation is open to all the young people, and that's why we have decided to have this talk show before the press conference. And then we have something like Nadafa Beletna. So, and then we are saying as a youth, what are our contribution to our country and what will we do? And then we say, okay, let us come up with Nadafa Beletna, which is going to take place, let's say, in that Budela Block 9. We have to clean that area because the team is saying localize. So we need to take it down to the people in different residential area. Then we are going to have a football match. There is 4 teams. We have National Youth Union team, we have ministries teams, then we have civil society team, and then we have media team. So all of them will play before the final, like there will be a knockout. Then the 2 will play the final. That is it. And then we are going to have also a public lecture, and mostly about the peace. Because like what Abraham said, we want to use this year, and want to use that platform to advocate for the peace and to tell the young people in South Sudan that to get a total peace in South Sudan, it is us. And if we agree, the young people, that we need peace in South Sudan, it is us to bring that peace. Because, like Abraham said, who are being used to go and fight the war? Cattle raiding, and then communal fighting, all these senseless war. It is youth who are fighting. And then we want to tell them, okay, we need peace so that when there is peace, we will do a lot. Because in the absence of peace, there will be no security. There will be a lot of insecurity, so that means there will not be investment and no quality education, all these health services and the rest. We need the youth, we need to have peace so that youth can go to farming. Youth, there is innovations. I believe that we have the youth in South Sudan they have skills, they have ideas, they have everything. But it's just that in the environment is not conducive for them to do that. So that's why we need to advocate. And we are always calling for the young people to not use their gun to kill themselves or to kill their fellow South Sudanese. So instead, we have to use the guns to defend our country, to defend the territory of our country. For instance, Ugandan forces are now coming into our country. And this is our role as the youth, to defend our country. Because I keep on telling them, when the SPLA started, most of them were in SPLA. They were youth until they grow old today. And also it is our role as the youth of South Sudan to defend our country and to support the government by doing some activities, because we cannot wait for the government to do everything for us. Yeah, that is it. Okay,
all right. Abraham, if you can share with us the most pressing issues that you believe or challenges that is facing South Sudanese youth today. Just highlight some of them, and then we'll go back to Emmanuel. How is the Youth Union working to address that?
I think the number one biggest problem that is facing the youth of South Sudan is the issue of insecurity or the conflict. Name it, being internal conflict, being the political oriented or whatever conflict it is at whatever form. So it's one of the biggest issue that is facing young people in South Sudan. And if I'm not mistaken, I would say that like almost in every single day we are losing 1 to 5 young people across the country. We have to do the statistic. And with our little population that we are having, I think maybe the land of South Sudan has some land that even the human food has never been touched. Because if you even go in every state, you will find that people are only confining themselves in very small what?
In the town.
In a very small area, but the outskirts of the town is all what? Forest. I think it's one of the biggest problems that is facing the young people in South Sudan. And the second issue is the issue of young people not having anything to do. I would say like
unemployment.
It comes in so many ways. Let me not only narrow it down to unemployment. Even those who are self-employed, for example, the young people who are doing business, the system again make them to go back to the what? To their houses. For example, you have your small business on the roadside. Instead of the system telling you that this is where you should put your thing, they will start come and collect your thing and take them. You get it? So the issue, like, one, they don't have opportunities that are available for them to work on. Those who are creating for them opportunities, the system again is affecting them not to have what? Not to have enabling environment for them to do what? To develop. You get it? Another issue that is affecting most of the young people is the issue of high expectation from the society. For example, if you are a university graduate, your family, the investment they have done in you, they expect a lot from you. And this has come down to the level of it, like now it's affecting most of the young people. Most of the young people are not getting married in South Sudan. And the reason they are not getting married is because of the expectation. If Abraham come, only the introduction, they wanted to ask me $10,000 as introduction money. You get it? And the process of the wedding become very expensive. So it's also affecting young people. That high expectation is also one bigger problem that is affecting young people. Another issue that I would say is also affecting the young people is demonetization. Demonetization is the young people are adapting the negative thing more than the what?
The positive one.
More than the positive one. For example, in other countries, young people are making money on social media. But in South Sudan, young people are spreading what? Hate speech on social media. So, where are we taking ourselves? So I would say like modernization is also one bigger problem that is affecting young people. And because young people are having nothing to do, that's why you find like majority of them turn into the issue of drugs, abusing drug and substances. And that's why you find most of the young people now here in South Sudan, that just been, some of them become Torontos. Some of them, because they have nothing to do, they begin associating with each other and they become what? The gang groups. And then later on, they turn to become even a threat to the community where they are. So, and if we have a right environment that support these young people, then now we can accommodate them. So I would just stop here. But the biggest problem also that I'm almost forgetting is the issue of involvement of the young people in decision making. Because young people, they become a partial participant in the decision making process. They don't have a voice. For example, if we ask ourselves, out the signatories of the peace agreement, how many young people are signed there? Because the people who have even signed there, these are people who are having their own political interests. You get it? And these are the people, even if we go to the correct definitions of the word youth by the constitution of the youth union, those people are not youth. Because we have the strict definition of the youth and we have the real definition of the youth that is in the constitution. So where like other people believe that the youth is somebody after the age of what? 45. But the reality which is in the constitution is from 18 to what? To 35. Which is the correct definition of the word youth. So, and I think also this is also one of the biggest problems that is affecting the what? And those young people who are having opportunity to participate in the decision making space, they become puppets because of how they got those tickets to go there. So they become the yes man. Whatever the people say, they just say what? They second or yes for it because they have an interest that they wanted to protect. And I hope that also that is one of the issues that is affecting young people. But there are so many, but these are the few that I can mention.
Yeah, okay. All right. Emmanuel, you want to add something on the challenges facing youth, and also want you to tell us how is the Youth Union working to address some of these issues Abraham just highlighted.
Thank you. Abraham highlighted almost most of the challenges facing the youth in South Sudan. When you look into our country, sometimes we think like the youth in South Sudan, they are not the priority. And it is like people are not interested in empowering the youth. Because if we empower these youth, we give them skills, we give them chance, all these criminal activities and the rest will not happen. So, like Abraham just said, like young people have nothing to do. Yeah, in another way, I can say yes. And the way around, also we need to be creative to come up with our innovative ideas. And the reason why sometimes we go to the university, not to get degree and then we move with it to the government offices. The reason of why people have to get education is for the transformation of the human being and human psyche. Because it transforms you from an illiterate and uncivilized being to a civilized and educated, so that your mind starts becoming creative. But if you graduate and then you can't be creative to come up with the way of survival, then there is a problem with our education system. That I keep on telling people in most of the forum that education system in South Sudan or the whole of Africa need to be changed. Because it's the kind of education that help the students just to memorize the notes and they go and write the exam. Because lecturers or teachers will bring direct question. What is the longest river in Africa? And then they just tell you this one. This is not the education we need. We need education that will help young people to be creative. So Abraham talked about even young people have, when they come up with a business and open their business, the city council will come. And of course, sometimes we ask ourselves, what is the actual role of the city council? Because to my knowledge, city council is supposed to concentrate on the cleaning of the city, the town, to decorate the town, to plant trees, plant flowers, and then if there is some hole in that tarmac road, this is their work. The roads within the city, and then their garbage, to collect the garbage. But you see, they will leave all these things. They just concentrate in collecting money. There are a number of young people who came and report to us that they were having their business, city council, the money that they demand is too much until they have to close. And also sometimes, as the South Sudanese and the young people, we need also to be organized. Because when you go to Kubra Haboba and then to go to custom, you cannot come with your dardaka or your business and then you put it on the road. So instead of that road was taking 2 vehicles, now it has to take 1 vehicle. So we need also to be organized. But sometimes when the city council tell them, no, this is wrong, then they say, no, city council is against us. Sometimes we have to be realistic also in that one. And for this one, we have been engaging the city council. We've been talking with them. I remember last year when the price of water was that high, we went and talked to them. So we used to engage them because we have just learned that as a young people, we need to also have a kind of diplomatic way. We need to approach these people in a good manner, those government officers, to talk with them in a good, so that instead of criticism over social media and then we expose our things outside. That's why we used to go and engage them in their offices, talk with them. Then the issue of adaptation that Abraham talked about it, this is a serious issue And as a National Youth Union, we are planning to come up with a program, the issue of hate speech. Last time when I talked about it during the International Youth Day conference, they misquoted me. That the Secretary General said they want to Facebook to be closed.
To be closed, yes.
Which is not true, because the way I put it, like, the government have also to benefit from this Facebook, because they are operating within the territory of South Sudan. They must have an annual fee to pay to the government, because you cannot operate here. Because the money they are making from these young people, it is a lot of money. What are they paying back to the government? And then I just talk about there are some websites need to be blocked from South Sudan. Like there are websites that, the one for pornography. These are the things bringing that kind of culture or tradition to our, or kind of whatever, to our country, which encourage the young people to engage in rape activity. Whereby you find 2 to 3 boys raping one lady. Where are they getting it? This is not our culture. But they are getting it from this website. This is what I told the Deputy Minister of Information that time. This is what they should do. They have to block it from South Sudan. Yeah. And then the issue of drugs. Now we have wrote a proposal. We need to engage to form a youth club in different residential area. We'll have a meeting with all Sheikh Hillers or the chiefs. Then we have also developed another proposal about community policing. And then there is a proposal for first aid. That one will give it to Red Cross, and the community policing will engage the Ministry of Interior. Those youths were going to those clubs. We train them, and then they will be responsible of the activities in their area and the issue of insecurity in their area. So they will have that first aid skill in case someone got injured or whatever. They can also be a team that will respond to the natural disaster in case there is a national natural disaster in some areas. They'll be the one who will use them to go and respond to it. And it will also help to reduce the insecurity in the area, because since they are there, they will be watching who is doing what, and then we'll be getting a report. And for us, the National Youth Union, to reach them, it will be easy. So that's what we want to do.
Okay, so now the youth clubs that will be in the areas, it is different from the community policing initiative. These are 2 different projects.
No, this, like, we want to first organize them in this area, like this club, and then they will be the one we will use them for these policies, for community policing. Yeah, we give them the skill. So we organize them in different residential area, and then we give them a skill for first aid, and then the skill on the knowledge on the community policing. Yeah. Okay.
And Abraham talked about the issue of young people not being represented when it comes to decision-making tables. So, Emmanuel, how can they join these decision-making tables really, as from the perspective of the Youth Union?
From the perspective of Youth Union, we came to the leadership last year, and we have been trying to engage the government, because at our level we have a certain mandate to do, and then only we have to engage and advocate for it, and then the government need to have that will to engage the young people. And that's why I've been calling on all the young people. We need to stand together to advocate for our own right. We keep on talking until things happen. Like, we also have another idea, like we need to come together to join hand with all the youth-led organization and youth association. So we need to have one saying, one action, so that When they go here, we have one agenda. When they go here, we have one agenda. This way, we'll have all right. But sometimes, even us at the National Youth Union, we just find that there is a program going on and there is someone there that he or she is representing the youth. How did he come or she come? I don't know. Why? Because they have to bring the person according to the person who will dance to their tune. But also I've said that the National Youth Union is non-partisan. We were not supposed to involve in this direct, like this issue of political parties and the rest. But ours is to advocate on behalf of the young people and to be an advisory body to the government. Yeah, that is it.
Abraham, I can see you smiling. You want to add something?
I don't want to add because he is speaking at the level of the institution, but the reality is still yes. One biggest problem, as you can see from him, is them even being part of the. I can say youth union is a non-partisan and it still is a part of the government. It's a board of the youth at the government level, right? And that's why they act as advisors. But you can hear from him testifying that even those people who come to the tables, that when they go and participate, they are youth who are representing the youth, but they come through what? Either individuals or through certain institutions, whom they are going there to speak on the interest of what? Of those institutions.
Yeah.
And I think like that's a big gap, and that's a gap that need to start by first. It has been said that we have been saying for the first few years, I think more than 10 years now, we have been waiting for the youth bill to be fast. We have been waiting for the youth development strategy to be fast in the and it has been assembled for I don't know how many years now. The youth bill went and come back. The youth strategy now is in the final
development policy.
The youth development policy is now in the final stage, which is now, and they say is in the
committee,
cabinet affairs. I don't know, justice. So I don't know how long. And that was the question I was asking the minister yesterday. How long will it take us to wait? Because we have been waiting for the first 10 years, waiting for the youth bill, or more than 10 years, if I'm not mistaken, and also now coming. Because these are the documents that can help us to guide or inform the action that we take, being the organizations, being an youth unions or whatever we are, because they act like a guiding document to this one. So now they like you can even see the youth union, they have the initiative, but they will go and beg, or another word, they will have the proposal. That means even the initiative that they're having, if there's no organization that is coming to support them, that means there will be just initiative in the what? In the papers, but they cannot be translated into action, because even they're supposed to have the budget, or I'm sure they have the budget in the National Ministry of Youth and Sport, because they are there. So they should have that budget so that they have to operationalize their initiative. But if they come and again also they join us, become like the youth organization that wait for opportunities and they start applying to. So it will also become very difficult, and we believe that inshallah things will happen.
Okay. All right. Let's pick some calls. Listen of iRadio. It's your chance now to call us on 0911 or 0922986986 and ask our guest in the studio your question. Remember, we are discussing the International Youth Day, which will be commemorated on 12 August this year. iRadio. iRadio, good evening. Okay, we are not getting your voice clear, but you can still call us back on the same numbers. And those who are following the program on our Facebook live stream, you can also drop your questions and comments there, and I will read them to our guest in the studio. 09110922986986. Emmanuel, I just want to take you back to the issue of the Facebook or social media in general. So I just want to know, how is the Youth Union working with other organizations, for example, like Shabab Le Shabab, to promote digital literacy and innovation among young people?
So far, we're first. We are now just developing our website, and after launching that website, that's where we will sit, because in our plan Like after the International Youth Day celebration, we're going to sit with all these youth-led organizations and to see what to do for the young people of South Sudan. Because if we work jointly, things will go far. But if we work separately, things will not go far.
Okay, let's pick this call. Are you ready? Okay, you can still call us back on the same number 0911 or 0922-986-986. Yes, Abraham, also on the issue of the digital literacy and innovation, how is Shabab La Shabab working on that?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think as the youth organizations, I think we are doing our best on most especially. And then currently at the level of Shabab La Shabab, we have seen that social media has become one of the powerful tools that you can reach so many young people. And now we already have the Youth Video Volunteers Program, which we are launching within this month in some of the few states across the country. Some of them will be led by Shabab La Shabab, some will be led by other youth organizations that are working in partnership with UNFPA. And the reason we have come up with this initiative is to make sure that we empower the young people so that those social media influencers, instead of only just creating jokes and fans online, we can use them as an instrument of education, information, and change in the society. And that's why we are launching that project. So the projects will be first, we divide into 3 phases, empowering them first on the knowledge, maybe on youth participation, reproductive health, and cross-cutting youth issues. And then now we give them the gadgets or the tools that they will be using to be doing documentary in the community level, and we'll be paying them on monthly basis for doing that work. And this is a project that is coming to effective within this month. We have already secured the fund for that. And the reason being we are doing this project is we have seen how powerful the social media has become. And instead of us always circulating, like it has become a fashion in South Sudan. If I forced about me and Emmanuel being in the radio today, it will be like maybe by the end of the day, maybe you will find like, if you are very powerful social media influencer, you find maybe 10 like. But if I say me and Emmanuel has fought, I think by the end of the day, it might be shared by almost 5 to 10 powerful social media platforms. The National Youth Union Secretary General has filed with the program of Shabab La Shabab. So, and this is the level we have reached. So we wanted to change the narrative. Instead of us, it's not that all these countries around the world doesn't have negative part of them. But what happened is and that's why like you find like most of the Africans are believing that there is a good life in Europe. Not because there is one there, but because the Europeans and the other Western countries are selling the positive part of their of their society. You get it? You will never find any European media posting about bad things that are happening in the society. But you will always find them posting or talking about negative, positive developmental issues and all that. And that's why you find like some people feel like when they go that side, that's where there's good life. But wow, Africa is the most blessed one. See our weather, see the environment. Some places you need to pay money to go and see a goat, but in South Sudan, do you need to pay anything? Even all the wild animals that are available, you can see them free of charge. As long as you are walking on any road in South Sudan, you just see them at the roadside. You see that uniqueness. So, and I think that's where we are heading to. When it comes to digital literacy, we are doing our best. You will even see that last year there was this issue of innovation hub, the innovation challenge that was led, and there are some young people that won, and now they are doing their part. You will find that most of the youth organizations are now transiting into empowering young people in making sure that they have digital skills and all that. So like we are now transiting from knowledge-based education to skill-based education. Because with the skill you can survive. But with knowledge is something that you have, but to be difficult to be translated into what? Into a skill. So we are really, and that's why like we wanted to see the system of education that gives skill, not only knowledge. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Emmanuel, how do you think youth can contribute when it comes to peace building, reconciliation, and also intergenerational dialogue here in South Sudan?
Thank you. As I've said before, the youth of this country, if you need peace, it will start with them. For example, I said they have been the one involving in all this violence. And the other thing is, I want to tell the youth is that we should not involve ourselves in unhealthy politics. And we should stop listening to our community politician who spread the messages of division, of violence, telling you the X community is doing ABC, they are the one with no. The problem is because we submit ourselves to them, to this politician. And to get that peace, if any youth in this country start telling any politician who tell them any message of division or encouraging them to carry out a violence activity, and then they keep on telling them no, enough is enough. These people, we cannot continue, because we cannot be a generation of war, generation of violence. Up to when? We have this initiative of is a social media peace campaign we want to do. And there is also another initiative whereby we need to engage the young people in writing peace letters. For example, Abram is from Lake State, for example, and from Western Barkazan. So we exchange letters of peace, message of peace, to tell one another. Like, for example, what is happening in Western Equatoria. And here in Juba, you find Balanda and Zande. They are peaceful, they are okay. So this example, we need to use it and tell the people in Yambio or in Tombura, so you people are fighting and you see us here, we are brothers and sisters, we are peaceful. That is it. Because these youths, they have a lot to do. And like what Abraham said, social media is one of the now strong means of communication, and to send the message, it will go very fast. Just in a seconds, it will reach very far. Yeah.
Okay, yes, let's hear also from Abraham.
I think this question is an action-oriented question. In my personal points of view, and I wanted to say, yes, as part of the International Youth Day, one of the activities that we are having there, we have two activities. One is the public lecture. And that public lecture is more especially focusing on peace building. And after the public lecture, we are also as part of this youth month also, we are going to have the peace, the youth peace and security agenda social media campaign, which is going to have the hashtags and then there's a few messages that will be designed and be forced on social media for the purpose of promoting peace. And you have also seen of recently the country has launched the youth peace and security strategy, which was launched and is now already. So it's all about translating what are in that document into actions. And the biggest problem we are having in our country is anything that is published in the book, you have heard it from us. Very few of us are interested in readings and knowing what is it in these books. And then also the worst part of it is that like almost everything is being left into the hand of donors. So there are donors who are doing everything for us. So the government counterpart come like to behave like participant instead of them taking the leadership and ownership of the program. So I'm also happy to hear that the National Youth Union, and the good thing is like the National Youth Union have the state youth unions. And if they really made it to do it like having conversations around peace building, some of them doesn't need resources. Some of them does, like for you to sit 5 or 10 of them under the tree doesn't need you to have money. So it's all about first taking the first actions. And so to me, I would say community dialogue, yes. At the level as an organization, we have been doing a lot of community dialogues across the country, engaging more especially with the community and the key stakeholders. And one of the things we have been doing recently is engaging with the key stakeholders on the issue of youth participations and following up on the issue of interministerial commitment. How far, what is it that they are doing to make sure that they call for the youth, for the young people education, health and well-being What are they doing at the state level? And we're able to at least do it in the greater Equatorial region to make sure that we assess the progress. And hopefully we look to also expand our wing to all part of the country, defending, which we are saying now, at least we are present in almost all part of the country. But now the challenge that we are having is we are also an institution that are fund-based, and now the donor constraints is becoming narrow and narrow and narrow. So I believe that if we put our hand together, like as Youth Union, the dialogue with us, as also we dialogue with our partners, then whatever little that we have, we put our hand together. There's some dialogue that doesn't need us to have a lot of money to do it. Like them going to the Ministry of Peace Buildings and tell them that this is a plan that we have and this is what we wanted to implement. Doesn't need the Youth Union to have money to go to the Ministry of Peace Building. To engage with the state Youth Union doesn't need them to have money to so that they engage. So it's just some of these things just need commitment and actions, and we can see things moving.
Okay. All right. Our broadcast time is 45 minutes past the hour of 4. We are left with 2 minutes to be concluding with our program. Yes, listen of iRadio, if you have any question to our guest in the studio, our studio line is open for you, 0911 or 0922 986 986. And then you'll be connected live with us here in the studio. And also those who are following up on Facebook, you can also write your question, comments there, and I'll read them to our guest in the studio. iRadio.
Hello.
Yes, iRadio.
مرحبا.
مرحب. اسمك منو تضارب من وين؟
جون كيني من جوبا.
اوكي تفضل.
برنامج ده انا جيت لقيته في نص، لكن انا بقول برنامج كويس جدا. اما تعليق بتاعي بالنسبه لتعزيز بتاع الشباب او يوث لاب او كوميونيتي بوليسنج. ما اوريدي يعني community policing دربوه وكيف أحياء المختلفة. حاليا أنا الجون سميته أنا chairman بتاع community policing في جوبا. لكن أنا قاعد في تحديات كتير كتير كتير. حكومة أنا ما نقوم بدور بإنه حاجة جديدة كلي عمله أنينا كلمة ونسو ونما بكتو كان implementation في محل ده. لازم كل تعرف بإنه أساس نازل وكلمة نعمل رول جماعة دار رول المن دار عمله ده كلمة ريل ومن directed ومن بيستقل عند الله ده وبعد شكل يمشي تمام. يتقيل جو في حزاب زادو مرات يعني يتبي يطلب ما بيجيبه أصلاً مثلاً يعني هنا في جوبا المكتب بتاعنا كان أبيتوما IGP ومكتب ده شغال يو فارس بهلو بتاع UNDP وكمرت سلاي هنا في 77 أنيال في كاسا ولاية ناتج ديفيتي ناتج رسمي باسم الشرطة ومن بيجي زيارة لحد في المكتب ده. فعلى حسب إنه مكتب ده بيت بتاع زول وفيدو بيقدر محل ما في طبعا محلات دين كله كاتيتو بدون ما يدين ما في محل نبغى بكتو مكتب بتاعنا فوق. يعني كده نبغى جا لوك داون أو أوفيس. حاليا أوفيس بتاعنا بيجا ما يشتغل. ده كله تحديات البيجي من الحكومة. يعني تجيلي جو بالليل والناس بيعملوا مرور بطارية ما في. سفافير ما في. ومرات دول بدون كرافي حاجة. زادوا ما مساهمة ولا تبقى كده بدون سودة. أنا بس بيشجع إنه لومن دوم بالبرنامج ده كلومن حاجات ومن كله provide first aid kit ده نازل بعد رسالة سوكل لين. ونازل كان قبل دوام المشكلة كلمة فيكو كله قريبه ما قانون ده تلاوة عشان بعد بناس. شكرا.
اوكي شكرا كثير جون من جوبا اللي هو chairman the community policing في حلة هناك. Yes, Emmanuel, you want to comment on what he said?
Okay, thank you, John Kenny. We know there are some areas that have community policing, and there are some areas here they don't have. And also, we are not going to end up in Juba. we have already started talking with some our chairpersons in the states to do the same. Like the good thing now, Western Barakaza, they have started forming youth club in all the residential area, and then we'll start by providing them with these skills. Even I have had his complaint, like the issue of the light at night when they are doing patrol, and the issue of first aid kit. These things we have already listed them down, and we'll see what to do on that.
Okay, all right. Yes, as we are approaching our the end of the program, I just want to give each one of you a chance maybe to share their messages, especially to young people, and then to the government, and then the development partners. Let me give the chance to Emmanuel, then we come to Abraham.
Thank you. To the young people, I want to call upon my fellow youth that South Sudan is our country, and if South Sudan is to be great, it is us, the young people, to make it great. Without thinking or looking into the government, we can do a lot of things. So what I want to tell them is that we should abstain from involving ourselves in violence, taking drugs, and the rest. Let us think of innovative ideas and the rest. For the government, especially politicians, I'm calling upon them, they should stop using the young people as a tools. But they should engage them and use them as the tool for development and creative activities in the country. Because using them for their own benefit is not good. Encouraging them to engage in violence is not good. This country needs young people. And also I want to tell them also, they need to stand by all these youth union, in either national or in the state, and to fund youth activities. They have to put it as their priority. Because if these youths are engaged, then the rate of insecurity and crime will reduce. Then to our donors, we are always open and ready to work with different donors who are having activities for the youth. Like, for example, we have a strategic plan for the youth in South Sudan. Need to be funded. So I'm calling upon them. We have a number of activities we need to be done. So we need to sit down and deliberate on it. Yeah, and also what I wanted to put before was the other means for us to achieve this total peace in South Sudan. We want to engage these young people in trauma healing activities. We need to train them so that they can counsel their fellow youth in different states, because we are in the country that have been in war almost 60 or 70 years. So I think there was a lot of grievances and bitterness in each and everybody. This is what makes some of these youth to be violent.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Emmanuel. Yes, Abraham.
Yeah, thank you so much. I just wanted to say, as we commemorate this International Youth Day, we are not just only looking at the achievement of young people or the youth, but it's a call to all the sectors and all the society to ensure that the young people are more especially at the center of the development agenda. Because now we are having a lot of development that are happening across the globals and in country. So it's not all about, again, young people only just looking at the achievements or the challenges that are facing, but we wanted them to put them at the center. Also wanted to say that the young people need to be put at the center of the transformation that is happening. They need, and more especially bringing in innovations. Wanted to see innovation. And this is where I wanted to say, like, to the partners, let them embrace innovations. Let them embrace innovative idea. I understand that all partners have their own policies, guidelines that guide them and what they need to do. And I hope, like, we need to embrace innovation because now we are getting funds are very limited. Instead of me bringing 100 people and train them for 5 days and I use $10,000 to finish there, why don't I do that training online and I reach 10,000 people with that money? So I hope it's the right time for us to invest into innovation, in embracing the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. To the government, I hope is a most difficult thing to say, but sincerely speaking, we have been calling and calling for the first few years that let food use at the center of the decision making in South Sudan, so that at least we have youth that are prepared for anything that happen. Because now, like anything that happen in South Sudan, it become a shock to the young people, and the only thing they would do is just resort to violence. You get it? And that's why you will find like where people are coming for visit will end up in violence. For example, games are played, at the end of the day, what happened?
Like
People start fighting. Which really, what if you ask yourself what is the problem here? You will understand that what Emmanuel was saying, that is the issue of what? Transformation. People are not really well informed. And I hope like the major thing that the government needs to do is, one is make sure that they provide an enabling environment to the young people. One is making sure that you understand that this country belongs to all of us. And then seriously, individual interest will not take us anywhere. So we need to make South Sudan our home, better place for all of us, not for the individual or the elite. It is for all of us, the poor, the middle class, and the rich. We are all South Sudanese at the end of the day. And how do we make sure that we create an enabling environment for all of us? That is what I wanted to say to the government. And to the young people, I wanted to say the time is now. The time is now for us to act. The time is now for us, most especially, to act toward ending poverty in South Sudan. So do whatever you can at your capacity to make sure that you fight poverty, to make sure that you fight hunger, to make sure that you empower yourself to become what? A transform young people in this country, to make sure that you become an agent of peace, unity, progress in the society. Lastly, while we are talking about the issue of freedom of speech in this country, let us also learn that every right has a responsibility attached to it. So a right for you to express yourself needs you to express yourself responsibly without hurting the other person. So it's the right time for us as young people in South Sudan, while we are expressing ourselves, let's express our view with respect toward each other, toward the government, toward the partners, toward the leadership of the youth, toward the partnering institutions or the organizations of young people. Let's not see ourselves as enemies because we are competing for one common thing. So let's see ourselves as partners. Let's learn to partner so that we work together as a team toward the development of these nations. And I repeat again, this year theme talk about the issue of localizing the sustainable development goal, adopt them and implement them into what meet the community need. So let's work toward what meet the community need. We are all community. So, and that's why he was saying before that the approach that can work in Western Barakala cannot be the same approach that can work in Lake State. These are two different communities. So the approach that can work in Warab cannot be the same approach that can work in Central Equatoria. So we need to learn on how do we make sure that we enter these communities. So let's understand every community and make sure that whatever approach you do meet the community need.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Abraham Pieng, Program Officer Shabab Le Shabab, and also Emmanuel Williams, Secretary General of the South Sudan National Youth Union. I would also love to appreciate Grace Amviko, who is our sign language interpreter, and Awan Moses, who is behind the Facebook and YouTube live stream. From me, Barry Johnson, I would love to say, remember that being a youth by age is not enough, but being youthful in productivity is what impacts life around you. And we meet again on another conversation here on the Zone 72. Have a nice evening.
For information and entertainment, stay tuned to iRadio, your